Thanks for the opportunity, Ravi, and to everyone. We anticipated a very awkward game, knowing very that we are playing against a team that is position based, and also with highly, technical players, especially on the ball. So we had to obviously, pack the middle and make sure that we give them no space in the middle, and also, defend from in to out, and trap them outside there rather than to allow them to come in the middle because they overload to isolate. So I think it worked very well because they did not have too many goal scoring opportunities except for I think earlier in the game where Rama was trying to trap them, and unfortunately the player was on side and we nearly conceded from that situation. But from that time, then we were switched on, and we obviously sent the message to Raman to force offside traps. You must trap the player, and then you'll get cover from Sia, and Nange is one of our number six. We just slot in to close the gap, central. So we look balanced, and though I was not happy when we regained position, we gave the ball away cheaply, and it's understandable because obviously at the moment the situation is tense. The results haven't been, coming, and the boys they also don't want to make mistakes that are costly because the previous games, we conceded goals that we shouldn't. So I think this game was always going to be an icebreaker for us, to build the confidence, to the next game. So I think credit must go to the boys. They work their socks off, and playing against a very very difficult team as well. That they came here oozing confidence because they're also in the final of NetBank. So you could even see second half. I think towards the end of the game, they had a lot of touches on the ball trying to unlock us, but I think we were stubborn today when it comes to defending. We kept the shape very well, and we're also disciplined. So credit goes to all the back four and the guys who gave them the support when they needed them. So credit to the boys, and going forward, we're hoping that we can be able to apply ourselves like we did today, but with more arrogance as well when we have the ball.
Coach Arthur, we're going straight to members of the media. Your name of your media house, and the question, please. Fidel, starting there at the back.
Thank you. Evening, Coach. Congratulations, Fidel from Frontrunner. You speak of pressure on the boys not wanting to make mistakes. As a coach, how do you ease that pressure? How do you make them feel comfortable in knowing that mistakes are okay in football? Thank you.
Look, as a leader, when the situation is tense, you can't also be tense, because these players, they look up to you, so you have to keep on, motivating them, and that's the only, option you have at that moment, to keep on pushing them and make them, start believing in themselves even more. And they responded. Positively. It could have been better. There's still 3 more games to play, and there's a lot to play for. So we're just hoping this game for us to grind the results today was like icebreaker, and going forward, it will help the boys as well to forget about the 4 games that we lost, in a row. So we'll also go to the next game as well, oozing that confidence that we need. So we needed that, and we would look much better than I think the previous game and today's game. So yeah, we're just hoping that we can also be able to grind results in the next game because, like we said, the games are coming thick and fast. I think this will be the first game that it is will have about 3 sessions because we only had one session, then or a game, and then regen, then one session. So yeah, it's been hectic actually. It's been hectic for the boys, and sometimes I feel sorry for them, though it's their profession. And yeah, we're learning from these kind of situations and the balance of squad as well. We had players that got knocked in the previous game, and today we had Bakas, and we were worried also at Bakas who couldn't finish the game because of the knock that he got during the game, and we also have Kama who played nearly all the game, so that we had to save him, take him out with the hope that he'll be fresh for the next game. So we're trying to manage the players more than anything else right now.
Thank you, Coach. Michelle.
Coach Vanilla from SABC, congrats on the first win. Coach Jens talks about some improvement he's seen when he was preparing to play Chiefs today. But on your side, how important is to balance how you play and the results? Because unfortunately, at this key stage of the season, it's about managing to secure that at least second or third spot. So, and how difficult and what it will take for Chiefs to maintain a good brand of football, especially next season going forward. Because I gather from also how Coach Tens was saying, he was trying to talk about something that is not seen before. So how important is to maintain results and the brand of football, and how are you going to maintain this going forward? Will it also inform your recruitment for next season?
Thank you for the question, Ravi. Look, expensive. I mean to say, good ball to watch is very, very expensive because it demands. It demands in the sense that you have to make sure that players they know their roles and responsibilities first. So at the present moment, as much as we want to grind the results, but we don't want to play football with fear. Kaizer Chiefs player mustn't be afraid of losing the ball because there are 3 moments that you have to use without the ball and counter pressing and all that. So those things all work, especially in the modern game, and all the players they know how important as those aspects in the game. So if you play football with fear and you're a Kaizer Chiefs player, then clearly there's a problem. So we want our players to express themselves, just like the team that you saw today that we played against. Coach Dance is giving those players, that room to showcase their talents and also, express themselves even more. And it's not by mistake that they're in the Nedbank Cup final. It's because they've been doing very well. They're enjoying football, and that's the most important thing. Us as coaches, we have to help these players to enjoy, to start enjoying football. And that's what we're trying to do right now. We can't just come here playing at home, get the ball, kick it forward, and then we lose it, and then the oppositions are on top of us. Those days are gone. We have the following, we have the support, we have everyone that is behind us. So they want to watch, something that is pleasing in the eye. And the minute we get that one right, I have no doubt the results will start coming because our players will be having that, that way of playing, knowing how to attack, when to defend, and how to defend. And playing to dominate every game, because once you start dominating, then it's easy for you to win games. You won't just go into the field and want to win. You'll have a way of winning games. And this will be the approach, because we are playing with this type of oppositions, and they've got their weaknesses and strengths as much as we have our weaknesses and strengths. But this is how we're going to capitalize. But within the structure of Kaizer Chiefs and the Kaizer Chiefs way.
Will this inform the recruitment strategy going forward?
Yes, that's very, very key. That's very, very key. Whoever that's gonna come in will obviously have to fit in, in the system and in the way of play, and because it would be pointless for us to try to play the way we want to play, but we're not getting the players that will fit into that system. So gone are those days where we'll just bring any player to Kaizer Chiefs for the sake of he's a good player. He can be a good player, but not for Kaizer Chiefs. So we will go specifically for players that we think they will suit our style of play.
Last one from you. Let's go for it, Lawrence.
Coach, obviously Valile's touched on recruitment. You've been at the club for a very long time. How many players do you think you need, or the club needs, to dominate games again? And a narrative that's been running through all the season is that teams have come here knowing that they can exploit via their fullbacks, because two of the most talented players in your squad, Keegan Dolly and Kamapilia, are not the most defensively inclined players. How do you, utilize that going against the champion Sundowns, who are a team that dominates in your next game? Thank you.
Thank you, Pitman, for the question. Look, Keegan and Kama, as much as they don't have defensive qualities, but as a club as well, we brought them for a reason. We know what is their strength, so that means we have to use them, to their strength. Other players, they also have their roles to play to complement these two players, not only them. Talking about the forward, the forwards all the time. Once let's say if we decide to play with two up front, or we play with three, we should have a strategy, to complement, and also have a very good combination and connection from the back to midfielders and forwards. Otherwise, if we are going to play in departments, then we're going to have problems, because they're going to have to cover a lot of distances in order for them to be, to be on the ball. And whenever they have the ball, if they don't have the support, then the chances of them losing the ball are also huge. So that will also knock their confidence. So we want to accommodate every player that is very good to play for Kaizer Chiefs to feel comfortable. So I think the way the club is going to play going forward is going to accommodate all the special players, all the talented players, and whoever player that we bring in will have to obviously fill in that gap and be good enough to play for Kaizer Chiefs. Otherwise, we're not going to get the players who just get the ball and kick it forward for the sake of kicking the ball and giving it away. We want players that will be having that, playing without any fear. Say, I'm not going to lose this ball. When you lose the ball, we counter press immediately, because that's where the game is today. So yeah, there's so many, but not too many for a team of Kaizer Chiefs caliber, because of the pressure and the demands, the modern game. So yeah, we'll keep looking until we get those maybe that we think are good enough to be here, and will come and add value more than to just come and add numbers.
We apologize to the coach. We said the last one, but it seems you've got a niggling one. Last one?
Oh, yeah. Coach, 3 matches to go, and especially a very difficult one this coming Sunday, but not maybe this specific on the games. I didn't see a lot of, yes, there were entries, but there is not enough forcing of saves or goal-mouth action. How do you solve this? And especially because you don't seem to be getting a lot from your strikers, relying more on your attackers now, like Keegan and especially Kama. How do you address this, especially in these 3 matches where you need results?
Yeah, this time of the season, Pravia, thanks for the question first. And this time of the season, you always see players now, slowing down because of too many games. Others they haven't been playing already the game. The tempo of the game is always high because there's teams that are playing to avoid relegations. There's teams that are fighting for top 8 spot, and there's also teams that wants to qualify for Champions League. So it's gonna be a humdinger, a very very difficult moment. And when you look at the way we play right now, is we want to move with the ball as a team. And if you looked at our distances today, if there's one thing that I should commend the boys is to manage the distances when you're playing against a team like this that's very very good on the ball, and they're always waiting for the right moment to connect with the runners going forward. We managed those distances very well. We were compact, and we were winning our 1v1 and on many occasions. So we can only improve on that. And we know Sundowns, they play more or less the same style of football, but they're more deadly and dangerous because they've got good runners up front. A player like Shalulile, and they also got top strikers who can hold the ball and wait for other players to join in. So that's the difference between them in terms of the quality. We're gonna have to plan for them like we planned for this one, and we'll see how we can also exploit the space behind Sundowns defense, because we don't have those explosive players in our team at the moment. We only have Kama, and that is why we were forced to take Kama out also. And Kigen is another one that is explosive, but as our number 9s and maybe number 8s, we don't have those explosive players. So the minute we improve on that department or on that aspect, then I think we'll be deadly also going forward. So we'll try and work on that. At least we have these 3 days that can help us at least to have more sessions and work on that to improve.
I think, and it's something that we should have addressed, because how important is discipline, coach? Because discipline is also key, especially from the situation that you're coming from now and where you are going. Discipline in the squad, how important is it?
Discipline is everything. I've always been saying this to players, that discipline doesn't only start on the field, it starts off the field. If you want to make it big in life, you have to be disciplined. And discipline includes a lot of things, a lot of elements. You have to be tactically disciplined as a player inside the field. Life in general, you have to be disciplined. You have to show dedication. You have to persevere, because nothing comes easy in life. And you could see we had to grind the results today. And so these players, if they're not going to have discipline, not only Kaizer Chiefs players, any soccer players, a football career is a very short one. So that is why you have to be focused. You have to be disciplined. You have to show a lot of passion about for the game as well, because there's no way the game can love you if you don't love it. You have to embrace it. You have to show a lot of commitment and respect for the game. And I can tell you, those are the things that can take you far as a player. And then that discipline will be starting, from outside now to inside. Then that player can easily take instructions and listen to the coaches. But if a player is not disciplined outside, it starts with nutrition, food that we eat, that needs to build that body in order for you to be in a superb condition, to give your best all the time. So if players they are told to eat certain type of food for some reasons and they don't do that, then that means they don't take football serious. Because if you want to prolong your career, then you're gonna have to be disciplined off the field, and you'll see And then when you are given the opportunity on the field, because you'll be able to last, you can run for 90 minutes plus because you are fresh, you're focused, you sleep early, you show a lot of dedication and respect for other people. And when things are rosy for you, you still keep your feet on the ground, you are level-headed, you show a lot of respect. So all those things, uh, they play a huge role in one to be successful. And once you take life for granted, gone are those days where we're gonna come here and still be begging players to play football. They have a choice, you know. When we were playing, we were not getting what in terms of salaries and support, and we're not getting what these players are getting today. If you can look at Kaizer Chiefs in particular, our marketing department, what they're doing for the boys every season, we have this diversity training and sessions just to prepare them, and we also have media sessions with them. So those are the things that when they started implementing those things, we were about to quit. We were old already. So these boys, they are going through those sessions almost every year as part of induction. So they can't tell us that they will come here and not make it big. It boils down to one thing: discipline, more than anything else. If you are disciplined, you'll go far in life.